Astrid's rule of thumb was to arrive at Manchester's hot and trendy lesbian bar, Indigo, at 8 p.m. and leave at 10. No sooner or later. Her reasoning? When she was on the prowl for a romantic encounter, she had noted that before 8, women were not ready to let their guard down and have a little adult fun. After 10, they tended to be wasted. When Astrid shared a bed with a woman, she liked her to be conscious and coherent, not throwing up the evening's stomach contents. Astrid's thoughts momentarily dwelled on the last woman she had tried to take home after midnight, months earlier. Callie, a name that she would never forget, had vomited in the back of the taxi before they'd even turned the corner. Callie had been overly apologetic when Astrid guided her into her ground floor apartment, and tried desperately to entice Astrid to stay the night. Astrid's body wanted to, more than anything, but she had politely declined. The scent of vomit still residing in her nostrils didn't exactly put her in the mood for intimacy. It was an incident she wouldn't repeat, no matter how attractive the woman was. Astrid looked wistfully at her wristwatch. 9:45, 15 minutes to go. The bar, which had exposed brick walls and dark wooden beams, was slowly emptying despite closing time not being for another hour. Soon all that remained were a few couples dotted around the compact room, kissing and moving in sync with one another's sensual movements as the tempo of the background music increased. It was glaringly obvious that Astrid would be going home alone, again. Putting a time limit on her nighttime cruise had become a nemesis. If things are going to be this bad, maybe it's time to relax my rule. Red neon bar lights wove their fingers deep into the strands of Astrid's sleek, shoulder-length, coal-black hair as she turned her head to engage with the man to her left. Astrid knew the man who was both nudging her and not very discreetly pointing at a woman walking purposely towards the bar. Mike Becker, her colleague at the Daily News, liked to hit on anyone with breasts and a good pair of legs, even in a bar where 99.9% of the women were lesbians. But that was Mike all over, persistent, a quality that made him an excellent reporter, but not so much a hit with women. Astrid took in the woman Mike's gaze was fixated on, noting her blonde, upswept hair, expertly styled, her tailored, stylish blue two-piece outfit. The skirt, Astrid was sure, was designed to emphasize the woman's figure. Captivated, Astrid watched for a moment as the woman ordered a beer from the barman. The aura that emanated from the woman screamed a career in front of the camera. She had all the necessary attributes, the perfect outfit, the hair, the flawless posture. Without warning, Mike leant his big frame into the woman's space and said with a leering smile on his bloated face, "Hey, sweethearts, is your name Wi-Fi?" He stroked his black goatee with his bearish paw of a hand. "Because I'm feeling a connection." Astrid snorted as she took a swig of beer. Mike's head spun around and his beady eyes glared at Astrid. "Is that necessary?" he snapped. Astrid raised her beer in an apologetic gesture. "Sorry, Mike, as you were." "I'm not sure I've heard that line before," the woman replied, tight-lipped, not looking overly impressed with his punchline. "Now I know why." A red flush crept into Mike's cheeks and he scraped his hand over his face. Muttering something inaudible under his breath, he turned to face the bar and caught the barman's attention. For a moment, Astrid forgot Mike was standing between them. The woman staring back at her, whose eyes cut into hers, redefined the word beautiful. This was a matter of fact rather than opinion. In Astrid's line of work, meeting attractive people wasn't uncommon, but seeing someone so smooth and polished like a model in person rendered Astrid speechless. "Those dimples are so bloody cute, and those legs." Astrid took another long drink from her beer, forcing her brain to start working again. "Hiya," Astrid said and winced. Brilliant introduction. The woman leant her elbow on the bar and extended her hand past Mike's back. "Kerry Butler." Astrid wiped her hand on her jeans and took Kerry's. "Astrid." "Astrid Williams," Kerry said, with admiration in her voice. A lopsided, confused smile curled Astrid's lips. "Yes?" "I loved your expose on the abuse in the Tea Tree Care Home." She looked down and with a manicured fingernail traced the outline of the label on the bottle of beer she held. "Thanks,"